Hi, this is Carolina, the Soul Coach. Welcome to my podcast. Hello and welcome to this week's Sunday Catchup podcast. How are you and how has your week been? I hope it's been a good one. We're home. We got back home on Friday after a month. Hasn't that gone so quick? We couldn't believe it. And when we landed, I did tear up. Not because I wasn't excited about being at home. I just wanted to be back in Bali because we had such an amazing time and it was so awesome. And I was missing Amelia and I just felt a bit sad. And I think that's just a sign that we had a great time and And also it was the end of the manifestation challenge. Really loved doing that and certainly manifested a lot of magic, which I know I've shared with you over the last 4 weeks and I've been sharing with you since I started this podcast back at the end of March about some of the magic that we experienced. But I'm going to share even more of that magic as we go through the year. Because, if you're listening to this, then obviously you're enjoying listening to the Sunday Catch-Up podcast and they're not going anywhere. They are staying put because I love doing them so much. So, we got back home on Friday. We landed Friday afternoon. And the time in Bali, honestly, just seemed to go by so quickly. I don't know if it was because they were 8 hours ahead. I don't know if that's what it was. But it's like time has slowed back down again since we've been home. And I know I was saying that time goes really quickly when we're at home. But just now, we feel like we're in this kind of weird time period of weirdness. It's like everything is just gone, like really like just slow. So I'm sure we'll get back to normal. It's weird. And then trying to say to the mind, no, it's normal time now. It's not, it's UK time and kind of programming your mind for that. But yet your body is like, I'm so hungry right now. And I'm trying to get back into a normal kind of routine with food and sleep and everything. But your body wants to do something else. Like at the shop today, I was just ready to go to bed. And I really was like, I need some food. But no, we're doing really well. And first day back in the shop today, and it was brilliant. It was lovely. It was great being back at work. Yesterday we took our time. We went to what we normally do when we go away for long periods of time is then we take the next day off just to, do what you do, your washing and all of that normal sort of stuff. And then traditionally we go for a walk by the sea. We go down to East Preston where we normally walk, and we did our normal walk, and it was really great to get some really good big fresh air and big gulps of breath, and just to come back to UK time and soil. And it was really, really lovely, and we really enjoyed that. We took our time though to go out. Normally we're up at the crack of dawn and out, but we didn't yesterday. But anyway, that was fine. And then, as I say, it was so nice to go into work today. The girls had left me a bunch of daffodils and a big note, welcome home, and the shop was spotless and it was just looking incredible, and the vibe in there is amazing. And I'm really, really excited for this year, 2025. There's something in the air about change and about lots of nice, new, exciting things. And we've gone into the year of the snake now, haven't we? And I haven't looked up what Chinese horoscope says about this year. But for me, snakes are all about transformation and transmutation. They shed their skin, don't they? And they like regenerate. And that's what it feels like this year. I don't know if you've been noticing that, but it just feels like there's this big change coming. And it literally feels, and I know we've spoken about it I've spoken about it so many times, but literally that word is the word of the year. The Coddywomplin is definitely Coddywomple. coddy-wompling into 2025, and that's exactly how it feels. And it's like we don't know what's coming, but there just feels like there's this big change coming. So Will and I are really embracing it, and I'm really like, okay, this moment, and just wanting to live very gracefully. That's first day back today, and I could feel like the stress coming up, and so I was like, no, don't need to get stressed, just let go of things. And I do love working, and I love it, and I love it. But I have to put more boundaries in for sure for 2025 for more self-care, because I was literally running on empty at the end of last year. And it was only until I've been away and everything else that I've realised I can't keep doing that. And I don't know if you can relate to that, about keeping busy and all the rest of it. But and have you had to make some changes on self-care, because it's so important. If we don't have our health, we have nothing, because then it becomes about the health, doesn't it? So we've got to get our health on track. So I've got to take more self-care. And when you've been away and you have that like holiday feel, don't you, when you come back and you're very grounded and you're very, so yeah, that's so got to make some change around that. But I think there's bigger changes come in for everyone. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out for 2025. And I hope you really enjoyed the manifestation challenge. And if you weren't joining in, or you didn't know anything about it, then look back. The blogs are still there, the YouTube videos are still there, the social media is still there, so you can manifest whenever you want. It's there, so you can tap into that to manifest what you want in your life. And everything that I've read is all about, we're manifesting every single second of that day, and it's those small actions that we do now that create our future. So it's like, what actions are we taking? And self-care, definitely. And I need to get back into exercising, because I'm not exercising. I haven't got into that routine again since we moved, and I know we need to do that. So everything is all pretty cool. So let's just back up a little bit. So I made some notes here that was the other thing I was going to say. It does feel like there's new beginnings, doesn't it? And it feels like there's some seeds that we're coming into springtime, and it's like those seeds, like we've come home and I can notice the snowdrops have come up and they look beautiful. And then I love daffodils. Daffodils for me represent spring's on its way. There's new beginnings, and as I say, there does feel like this change and this new beginnings, but know the seeds have been sown. Know that everything that has got you to where you are now is those seeds. Those seeds are going to come up, but they're just invisible at the minute. But know you've laid the seeds. Know you've sown those seeds. And that's what I've been kind of saying to myself as well, that those seeds are sown and there's new coming up. So at the end of for the last week, what's been happening is we've been following the magic. So when we went to Bali, we wanted to find a new silver supplier for our jewellery. And we got given names of this particular area where there was some suppliers for silver. And we heard it from 2 or 3 different places. So the last few days before we came home, we went back to Ubud, and we went to this particular area, and we magically came across this supplier. And so we went to see them, and we spent quite a lot of time there, Amelia and I and Will, and we've chosen some beautiful jewellery, some beautiful jewellery for the shop. And we're so chuffed with it. It's really nice. And so we really enjoyed doing that and investing in some new jewellery. It's beautiful, real gemstone jewellery, and it's lovely. It's really nice. And we really sort of chilled out in that last week as well. So even though we were doing that new supplier and we found that new supplier, we spent a lot of time. I didn't work so much, just chilled out, swam, rested, ate good food, and just did a lot more chilling out than we have done the rest of the holiday. Not that the rest of the holiday wasn't chilled out, but we were staying in a we treated ourselves to a bit of a nicer hotel, and it was lovely. It was really nice. So that was good. And I also went out of my comfort zone on something, because the other thing on my list, definitely wasn't on Will's list, but it was 100% on my list, which was something else that was magical that happened, was that I wanted to go. I love dancing. I just love dancing. I love free fall dancing. And I love the dancing when there's nothing in the way. I just love that whole freedom dancing. And it's like I become one with the music and become one with the dance, and my body just does what it needs to do. And it's like an ecstatic dance. So I wanted to experience dancing ecstatically, or an ecstatic dance, or whatever you want to call it, but that really free dance. And we got 3 weeks, about 3 weeks in, and I hadn't experienced that yet. But then somewhere that was down the road from us was doing this ecstatic dance on Saturday night. And of course, no one else wanted to go. And so I thought, well, I really want to do this. This is my one opportunity, because it was the one time we saw. And I went, and it was amazing. There was about 50 people. And the guy that talked to us all said, you're in a safe space, listen to the music, and no one's going to touch you, no one's going to disturb you, and just go with the rhythm of the music. And it felt really nice, even though there were so many people in there. It was a huge venue, and it was really atmospheric, and the music was amazing. And it was when it was the planet alignment, when all the planets were in alignment, and they did this great. Anyway, it was incredible. It was amazing. It was brilliant. And they said it was on for an hour, but I think it went on for about an hour and 45 minutes. But I literally danced non-stop for 55 minutes. I couldn't do any more. I was so hungry. And I literally got so hot, because the temperature is really hot out there. And I completely lost myself within the dancing. And then I kind of stopped, and then was like, oh gosh, I really need to replenish. And I would have loved to have carried on, but in hindsight, I should have had a bigger meal at lunchtime, because this was in like 5:30 to 6:30. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't even know why I'm talking about that, because it doesn't matter. The point was, it was so good to come out of my comfort zone. It was so good to experience this ecstatic dancing. I was absolutely afterwards, like after I'd calmed down and I drank lots of water and rehydrated myself, and my whole body was tingling, and it was amazing. And I really want to find somewhere locally that does it. And if not, I'm going to have to start up a group, because it was brilliant. I'm going to have to start something up. But hopefully there's something more local. And it's just that whole dancing. And I do it at home. But there was something, the power of being with others and being in a good vibe. It was amazing. It really was. And so, I completely went out of my comfort zone on that and loved every single second of it. It was brilliant. It was really good. It was just funny. And people were carrying on, but I'm not going to use my age because I just don't think that's true. I think I need to get back fit, and I think I could then carry on dancing. One of my other dreams is to go to Ibiza and do one of those all-night kind of raves. I'd love that. But anyway, that's it. That was amazing. And so do you remember, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, but I shared with you that we'd gone to the story time, and that I felt so inspired by the story time that I'm going to create a group for story time. And that's happened, and we've got a date for that now, and people are wanting to come and take part in this free story time circle thing that I'm doing. Is so inspired. And then Amelia and Freddie also got inspired by the story time. And what they're doing is a podcast. So they did their first episode, and it's story time with. And it's with, and Amelia and Freddie are doing it. And they recorded their first episode, and it's wonderful, and it's all love. It's love-based, and I think it's going to do really well. And all her friends and people that she knows want to take part, and she's going to invite people to come on, tell a joke as the first thing, and then share their love story, or share a love story, and it can be of anything. And she shared her story about her dad, Will I Can, and what he did when they were children on holiday. And it was so lovely to hear that was a story of love. And I can't believe she's created this podcast. It's absolutely amazing. So the podcast is Love Stories with ... and it's Amelia and Freddie, and you can find it on Podbean. And yeah, give them a follow, have a listen, and it's really, really lovely. It really is. And just that inspiration. It's one event. So you just have to turn up, don't you? I think I spoke about that before. Sometimes you just have to turn up, and and magic can happen for sure. On the plane home this time, it was nighttime, so didn't watch too much, but I did watch a couple of episodes about quantum entanglement. Fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. And I am going to do an experiment, and I'm going to record it, and I'm going to put it on the video, all about quantum entanglement, how things are uniquely linked. And I know this quantum entanglement works, and I know I know through distant healing there is something about quantum entanglement, and that it works, and they've proved that it works. So I'm going to do an experiment, and watch this space on it. But it was fascinating about quantum entanglement. And the other thing that was really interesting was this episode. It was only like a documentary, but it was 2 episodes, and it was about dark matter and dark energy in the universe. So like literally over the past 50 years, they have found out so much more about the universe, and about galaxies, and about black holes, and they found this dark matter, dark energy, 2 different like energy things, but they don't know what it is, and they're looking more into it. But it's like holds everything together, so it stops everything like orbiting out. So it stops the stars from spinning off, and they're just looking into it. But they didn't know any of this 50 years ago, and they've really really been doing some amazing research. It was fascinating. It really was. But I really want to kind of play with this quantum entanglement. So I really enjoy creating the animation for the quantum slit experiment. But I really want to do something around this quantum entanglement because I think it's really important. And I don't think I think that they know it does it, but I don't think, and they haven't yet got to how, and to be able to explain why does that happen. So like, why do these why does it change? Why does why does it change? And what is it? They don't know what it is. So it's very interesting. I just loved it. So watch that. And what else did I watch? I love silly love story. I love watching love stories. I think they're really cool. They're just like my Christmas films. I like to watch them because they kind of, they're just safe, I think. And on the way home, I watched a love story. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I can't even remember who was in it or anything right now, but it's not important. So yeah, it was great. It was an amazing experience in Bali. If you haven't been, I'd thoroughly recommend it. And onwards and upwards to the next adventures, the next magic. And I shared a mountain magic story on YouTube, so do check that out. And what are you looking forward to? What changes have you got coming up? And February, we are doing Feng Shui February. So that's all about your home, getting it to work for you, clearing the clutter, working on your vibe, and just setting the foundation for the rest of the year, making sure that your home is working for you. So that's coming up that's coming up this month. We've already started that. So look out for the blogs, look out for the stuff. I'm very excited, actually. Very excited. There's a lot of information and it's one of my favourite subjects. So that'll be good. I think I'm going to end it there. Bit of a shorter podcast this week. And I think the Sunday Catchup podcast, I'm going to stay the same. And the Living a Life of Magic podcast, I haven't done one of those recently, so I need to get some more guests on my podcast and start having some really cool conversations about magic. I really want to do that, so I'm going to make that happen. And watch this space. We're going to have a theme a month, and March's is already there. I think I've got April's lined up. So a lot of content coming out, a lot of information, and we literally can create the life we want to create. Stay warm, stay inspired, keep coddy-wampling, keep believing, keep being true to you. And as Will and I have been saying now, be kind, live gently, and as I added this morning, live gracefully. So taking a breath. All is well right now, and don't forget, everything is happening for you. Breathing in, breathing out. Everything is happening for you. Lots of love, big hugs. Thanks for listening. Bye.